Hey, this is Andrew Krapschitz, the CEO and founder of RedBalloon.work. We are the nation's leading pro-freedom job board and recruitment agency. We are also a member and a big fan of the Freedom Chamber. They've asked me to give you a little bit of an outlook of what we're going to see in 2025. Should you be worried with the new Trump election happening, or should you be ecstatic about where the economy is going and what's going to happen to the labor market? Let's start with 2024. What happened in the labor market? Honestly, we don't know. A lot of people are concerned that the BLS was politicized, and a lot of the numbers coming out of the BLS, we saw the revisions, were not necessarily what was happening in the labor market. A couple things we do know from other sources. There was a labor force participation rate which went down 1%. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about over 300 million people in the US, going down by 1% is a significant number of people. In fact, one estimate says that 3.5 million working age men, and these are people who are 25 to 50. That's kind of your prime working age, when you're going to produce the most output in your working life. 25 to 50-year-old men, 3.5 million of them are not even participating in the labor market. They're not trying to find a job. They're not looking for a job. They are not employed. They are sitting on the couch, being lazy, playing video games, and addicted to opioids. That is a real problem in America, and it's a real story that businesses need to grapple with. And that's why you're feeling this tight labor market. So that's what's been happening in the last year. Businesses have also been dealing with inflation, they've been dealing with regulation, they've been dealing with taxes, and it's significant economic headwinds to be able to prosper. So not only did you not have the people you needed to succeed, you also had all these other regulatory issues that were destroying your business. What do I think we're gonna see in 2025? Well, it's gonna be a mixed bag early in the year. If DOGE does their job and actually cuts $2 trillion out of the federal budget, that is going to have a significant economic impact. Now, this is tough medicine for a sick economy, and we have a sick economy right now, and we need this medicine, but it doesn't mean it's going to be pleasant in the meantime. There's a lot of employees that are going to be unemployed and all of a sudden looking for work and not spending in the way they did when they had that federal income. Additionally, there's a lot of federal contractors who are not going to have their big fat federal contract anymore, and therefore are not going to have the cash flow to keep people around and continue to spend on the economy. So that is going to hurt the economy in the short term. In the long term, economic activity will continue to rise as we have less regulation and more private sector jobs. That will be a good thing, but it's not going to happen day one. Now, what's going to counteract that is the $1 billion investment incentive that Trump just announced. He said if you're outside of the US and you invest $1 billion into the US economy, whether that's building factories, whether that's onshoring manufacturing, that you're going to get a fast pass when it comes to all the regulatory things that go into building a business in the US. Well, that is going to spur economic activity. So you're going to have these two factors that are going to be driving this economy, and it's going to also release a lot of talented people, potentially talented people who used to work for the federal government onto the economy, and those people, once they find their footing, are going to actually add to the economy instead of take away from it. So if you look at 2025, I would expect you're going to see a hard quarter in Q1 and Q2. We're going to see Q3 be a little more flat, and then in Q4 we're going to see the Trump effect actually take place for your business in the economy. What should you do about it? Well, what you need to do is make sure that you are maintaining cash flow, but you also need to be building, because as this freedom economy grows, which I think is going to be the fastest growing sector of the economy, as the freedom economy grows, which is Freedom Chamber members, then you are going to have a front row seat to this economic growth. And so you need to plan accordingly. You need to start putting your staffing in place so that you have the people necessary to be successful, because if our people are our most important asset, you can't grow if you don't have the right staff in place. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to be building relationships with other people in this freedom economy. This is a sector of the economy that's growing rapidly because consumers are tired of being judged by how they spend their money, and they want to spend their money with people who align with their worldview. So if you maintain your worldview, you get your staff in place, and you keep your cash flow strong, you are going to prosper in 2025. And when we see that Trump effect happen late in the year, it is going to have a huge positive impact on your business. Red Balloon is here to support you. If you want to hire people who are going to build your culture, who are going to stand for freedom and this great country that we live in, then come to redballoon.work. You can post jobs, we can do recruitment for you, or we have world-class hiring software that will make your life amazing. I'm Andrew from redballoon.work. We're a big supporter of the Freedom Chamber, and I hope you found this 2025 outlook helpful.